Weeks. As a matter of fact, when I began to go deeper in my personal studies and the studies that I do at the moment through the University of Jerusalem, I was almost convincing myself, because I was challenged more and more deeper into what I already knew about Revelation, but it just confirmed more of what I sort of knew and studied throughout the years. And I had to almost convince myself not to preach about Revelation. And here's why: because Revelation is one of those books that you either love it, okay, and you're passionate about it, and you read a book, and you read a whole lot of books to do with the book of Revelation, or maybe on the other side, whenever you hear the name Revelation, or your minister tells you he's going to be preaching a series on Revelation, you sort of shake in fear, and you don't want to do anything about it, because you've tried to read that book, and it sort of scared you a little bit, because you didn't understand it. Now I had to try and figure out how in the series, it will take probably about 17 weeks, way past Easter, how do I keep both camps interested in this? Now I'm also excited because the writing of Revelation, the book has been debated in a lot of different levels. And so I hope that we sort of kind of demystify some of the books for us, because the reality is that the book of Revelation at an entry level, is actually quite simple to understand. But at the same time, it's incredibly complex. And so anybody who says to you, I have the keys to unlocking the mysteries of Revelation, they are too full of their own knowledge, because it's impossible. So in this series, I hope to answer some questions which will probably raise a bunch of more questions. And that's good, because you need to engage with the book. I want to really encourage you not to miss any of the sermons, and whether you come to church over this time, or whether you listen to the sermon on Facebook or YouTube, we will be recording all of them. I want you to try and keep up with the series, because the one will build on top of the other. Okay? But here's the deal. I may or may not agree with you in your view of the rapture or the millennium reign of Christ, of what it is and when it is and all that kind of stuff. So I may and may not agree with you. So you are not allowed to leave this church over that. Okay? You can leave this church over other subjects, but not over the fact that we might not agree. So let's agree to disagree in some aspects, okay? And here's the other thing. If anyone says to me, oh, okay, so all the theologians of all the world, around history, around time, they've all had this wrong, and you figured it out. If you come and say it to me, I'm going to kick you. Okay? Because I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it at all. I think that all the theologians of the world had an incredible conversation over the years about the book of Revelation. And what has happened is that modern theology has taken a slice and says that that's all the book of Revelation is about. And I'm hoping to do with the series is invite us to a larger conversation that has been going on for a long, long time regarding this book. And maybe in doing so, as we put things into context, because you know I'm all about context, we will have some really enlightening moments about this incredible book that was written at the end of our Bible. So let's begin. You ready? All right. Revelation chapter 1, verse 1 to 6. The revelation from Jesus Christ. Now let's stop there. You should probably underline it. If you're one of those that maybe bought your own Bible, and you might want to do that. We do have Bibles here in the church, but you might be one of those that underlines and circles and things in your own Bible. I recommend that you bring it with you. So if you do, or if you're writing notes down, I want you to underline the revelation of Jesus Christ, the revelation from Jesus Christ. Because this book, the book of Revelation, almost didn't make it into the canon. It almost didn't make it into the canon. Now you would say, what canon are you talking about? What is canon? The canon are the 66 books that are in the Bible as we know it. So the Bible that is in front of you in your hand, there are 66 books from beginning, Genesis, right through Revelation. That is what is known as the canon. Okay? The book of Revelation almost didn't make it into the Bible. It's interesting. Okay? It almost didn't make it because of two reasons. The first reason is that the people who canonize Scripture, those who were in charge of deciding which books goes in and which books doesn't stay in, those people thought that the book was too Jewish. Okay? It was too Jewish. Well, it is. It is. Now we can say, well, we're going to try and prove that it's not Jewish, or we can say, well, actually, in fact, it is Jewish, and we need to understand it in such a way. Especially if we're going to try and understand it in the context of what it really is talking about and who it was written to. Does that make sense? Okay? The second reason why they didn't want the book of Revelation to go in it was that they said it didn't belong in the canon because it didn't talk about enough about the preeminency of Christ. In other words, his deity, the fact that Christ is God. It didn't speak enough about the fact that Jesus is God and his kingdom. But look at the opening line. It is his revelation. The revelation from Jesus Christ. Something's right there. It carries on and says, which God gave him to show to his servant the things that must soon, circle that, underline that, soon take place. So how far are we from when things will actually take place? Soon. It says as soon. That's important, and we'll talk about that in the weeks to come. It carries on, it says, he made it known by sending his angel to his servant John, who bore witness to the word of God, and to the testimony of Jesus Christ, even to all that he saw. Blessed is the one who reads aloud the word of this prophecy. Again, I want you to underline it and keep that in mind, okay? That word there, that sentence there. And blessed are those who hear and keep what is written in it, for the time is what?
Yeah.
The time is near. That's important, okay? John, to the 7 churches that are in Asia, grace to you and peace from him who is, and who was, and who is to come, and from the seven spirits who are before his throne, and from Jesus Christ, the faithful witness, the firstborn of the dead, and the ruler of the kings of the earth. Now, how on earth is this not about the supremacy of Christ? I mean, within the first few verses, it is so much about the fact that Jesus Christ is God. From the get-go of this book, we need to understand that John's appeal isn't about heaven. John's appeal isn't about heaven. It's not about the one hang on in there. But it's the fact that the tomb is empty so that we can hang in there and have peace. You hear that? It carries on. It says, to him who loves us and has freed us from our sins by his blood and made us a kingdom, priest to his God and Father, to him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. From the beginning of the book, that is all that it is about. The fact that Jesus is Lord, the fact that Jesus is King. Why? Because of the fact that the tomb is empty. Not because Daddy is going to come back one day and spank you. And this is how a lot of Christians read that book of Revelation. And that's why there's a lot of fear associated with the book of Revelation. And you know, I remember when I was growing up, my dad used to work very late, and he used to come home quite late because he would work in another city in Israel, and he would have to catch a bus, and he left very early in the morning and then came home very late at night. And I remember whenever I was naughty, my mom would say, see, our hope as Christians isn't just about heaven. That's a destination, but it's the rest in the fact that the tomb is empty. It's already been done. The battle has already been won. And because of that, we should have peace today. Today. You don't have to wait until Daddy comes home, because the work has been done, and that should give us hope for tomorrow and for today. And that's John's appeal from the very beginning, and you will see it go throughout the book of Revelation. And it's an important frame to the book, to read it and understand it, that at the back of our minds we need to realize the tomb is empty. The tomb is empty. He's not here. He is risen. So let's talk a little bit about this book. So it's going to be a little bit different to a normal sermon, and it's going to be a little bit more like a lesson today. Okay? So I'm going to sort of wear the hat of a teacher, preacher kind of thing. Okay, you ready? So those who swore that they will never go back to school, today is the day you sort of are back at school. And it's important for us to look at it that way, because I want us to lay a foundation for the rest of the sermon series. So the first thing to ask about this book is, who is the author of the book? Well, it says that John wrote it. So who is John? For most of church history, John, the apostle of Jesus, has been considered as the author of Revelation. And for this series, and for our sake, while we talk about the book of Revelation, that's what I want us to believe. And you need to understand that in view of modern scholarship, with regards to studying the book of Revelation, we are in a minority of believing that John the Apostle wrote this book. Most of modern scholarship says that John the Apostle and John the Elder, who the book of Revelation calls him John the Elder, are not the same God. But I believe that they are. And so, on that premise, we're going to proceed the series with the fact that John the Apostle, who was in Patmos, the island of Patmos, wrote this book. Okay? If you don't agree with me, we're going to agree to disagree. Okay? For now, let's talk about that. The next thing we need to look at is the occasion. In other words, when was it written? Some people will tell you that it was written as early as 60 AD. Not 1960, as in 060 AD. Others will tell you that it was written as late as 300 AD. It's quite a large difference between 60 and 300. And it depends very much on different things. But here's what I'm going to tell you, that I believe that the book was written in the second half of the reign of Emperor Domitian. And last year we spoke a little bit about this emperor. Now, Emperor Domitian was one of the cruelest emperors that lived while the Roman Empire was in control. And he reigned between 81 AD and 96 AD. So for our purpose of this series, we can place the book somewhere between 90 and 96 AD. And there are really compelling evidence to why the period of 90 to 96 is where we're going to be camping for this series. Okay? And we're going to, as we unfold the book, you will see how the evidence abounds the fact that it was Domitian that was the emperor. The next thing is the audience. Who were the people that the book was written for? And this is critical for us to understand from the beginning. And in order for us to understand it, I'm going to ask Anthony to put a map up for us. Okay, so this is a map of the Roman Empire. And this is basically at the time of Adrian, which was also an emperor, and it was very similar to the way it was during Domitian reign. This was the most powerful empire ever to exist. There were no other empires. Even Hitler's attempt didn't come close to this. Even Stalin's attempt didn't come close to this. This was the biggest, most powerful empire ever to exist. Now the reason why this matter is because there are real interesting worldview division in the Roman Empire. Because it was so big, you have to sort of draw a line between Greece, East Greece over here, and Asia Minor. And you almost have to draw a line right here in the middle. Okay? Almost dividing Asia Minor, which is modern day Turkey, and Greece is Greece. There's the root of Rome, what we know as East Iran. So you have to almost draw a line right here. Okay? To the west of the line is what we call the Greek worldview. So to the west of this line is what came to be known as the Greek worldview. And to the east was the Eastern worldview. So really, Asia Minor, modern day Turkey, okay, became a melting pot of both influences of the East and the West. And it's really interesting because the book of Revelation was written with that in mind. Okay? The book of Revelation is not written to you here, it is written for you. There's a big difference. Okay? The book of Revelation is not written to you, it's written for you. Because of the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, you can lean and learn from the book. But it was not written to you, it was written to these guys. right here. And especially these guys, yeah, a group of people here. It was written to first century Asia Minor under the Roman Empire control. And if that's true, we need to understand the importance of it. Please understand that this division of this line is very critical, because in Rome, which was to the west, there's Rome here. In Rome, okay, you have all these great military leaders like Alexander the Great, which came from Greece, Julius Caesar, which came from Rome, who came and conquered the world. Now, those guys started from here. Alexander the Great started from here. Caesar started from here. Did they stay on this side of the line? No. They moved to that side of the line. They started in the west and moved east. They leave the west as a great military leader and come back from the east as God. Okay? So they come back from the east as God. There is something about the Western power merging with the Eastern religious system that allows the people at the top to make themselves gods. In the West, they obey the empire, but don't really believe that he is God. But in the East, it becomes a religion to worship the emperor. And Asia Minor becomes the center of worship. Right here becomes the center of worship. Is it any wonder that God, who became man and dwelled among us and invited us to be a part of his kingdom, moved the center of Israel from the east into the west? Because the disciples didn't stay here. They moved here. As a matter of fact, they actually concentrated quite a lot on this area here. What we need to understand is what's going on in Asia Minor. I mean, 5 of the 12 the apostles landed up in Asia Minor. More than half of the New Testament was written right here. Not in Israel. It was written right here. All the letters to the Colossians. Where is Colossians? Right here. Philippians. Where's Philippians? Right here. Galatia. Where's Galatia? Right here. More than half of the New Testament was written right here. When Constantine legalized Christianity, he put his capital where? Right here. Right there. This becomes the center of Christianity for 1,800 years, give or take. This becomes the place to be. And John writes his letter to here and to these people. Now the 7 churches that Revelation chapter 2 includes are the 7 churches that are situated right here. Right there in Asia Minor. So what is the book of Revelation? Well, first of all, Revelation as a book is a letter. It's actually a letter. You will see the phrase in it that often appears in the book of Revelation, grace and peace to you. Okay, and those who read the book before will see that often it appears. And this is a standard letter format. Who remembers in school that in high school especially that we had to learn how to write a letter? Remember that? It's very important. The address had to be on that side, and the date had to be there, then a line underneath, who it may concern, or dear man, dear madam, introduction, body, conclusion, and then yours faithfully, yours truly, and all of that. Remember that? Yeah. Okay. That was a format of a letter. Okay? And Revelation was written in a format of a letter which said grace and peace to you. That was the way we would write letters in those days. chapter 1, verse 4 to 6, the first thing we need to understand as a book is that it is a letter. It is written to a group of people that are familiar to the author. And that's important to understand. It's like a pastor writing to the people that he loves, and it is important for us to understand that there is a connection between the writer John and the people that he is writing to. Secondly, we also have to understand that this is a prophecy. This is a prophecy. This is not a prophecy as in predicting the future, which, by the way, the vast majority of biblical prophecies are not about that. Okay? Biblical prophecy is way more than that. And we tend to get stuck in just the predicting of the future sort of thing about biblical prophecy. It's more about to do, listen here, what is about to happen is on the horizon. It's not having the key to predict the future, but about this is what is coming soon. Soon. It was written to be spoken by a presenter and a narrator. It was meant to be read aloud, which is why it says in the scriptures that we read, blessing upon the one who reads the book of prophecy, and blessing upon the ones who hear it. So it is an incredible story with all these dragons and beasts and horses and wars and virgins and all that kind of stuff. It's an incredible story, but it was written to be spoken, to be read aloud. So maybe the way we are to absorb Revelation isn't so much to be read, but maybe to be listened to it read aloud. And then there is this third thing. This is the part where most people tend to camp in, and so we will be here for most of our sermon series. And that is that Revelation is apocalyptic. It's apocalyptic. And the problem for apocalypse as a genre, as a style of writing in literature, is that we don't really have any modern equivalent for it. And that is why it's so difficult to us to get a good reference, point of reference. This is where it becomes difficult to understand. So on one level, Revelation is simple, but on the other, it's very complicated, and we are in this tension between the simplicity of the book and the difficulty of the book. It deals almost inclusively with this apocalyptic images and metaphors and all this kind of stuff. One of the old German theologians by the name of Boltzmann says that Revelation is a weak Christian Jewish apocalyptic. And what we can do is that we can kind of fight him on that quote and prove him wrong, or we can say, you know, he might be right. And that ought to influence how we understand the book and what it says. Are you guys still with me? I said I know there's quite a lot of teaching and information, but we need to lay a foundation in order for us to go deeper into all these images and all these prophecies and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So then the question is, well, if it is a Jewish apocalypse writing, what is an apocalypse? Well, the Greek word is the word apocalypsis. And apocalypsis means it's a story that uses icons, imagery to communicate hope for today. A guy by the name of John Collins summed it up to say that apocalypse is a story, and in this story there are all these images and so on that that we use to explain where we are today. And traditional apocalypse says that there's going to be one big event that's going to change everything. Okay? So it talks about hope for today, and that's important, because the apocalypse is not about something just in the future, but giving you hope for today, because the first hearers of the book did not get out the charts and the whiteboards and the graphs to find out how many blood moon charts have appeared already and try to figure out when is the end of the world. Was it 2 years ago in March, or was it 3 years ago in May? Remember those dates that we were told that the end of the world would come? I think the first century readers of the book, or hearers of the book, they went in the moment and they understood. And this is a key distinction between Revelation as apocalyptic work and other apocalyptic works that were available. For them, the moment of resolve was still to come. For John, who wrote the book, it already happened. It already happened. Why? Because for John, the tomb is empty. I need you to understand that. For John, who writes the book, he looks back. He's not here. He's risen. He's risen. And you can have hope today. And yes, it's going to get bad. And after it gets bad, it's going to get worse. And after it gets worse, it's even going to get worse than worse, if there's such a word. But hang on in there. Why does John begin with his vision in the throne room of God? Because he says to you, because I've been in heaven and the mission is not there. The mission is not sitting at the throne. Everything that we have to understand about Revelation has to be understood right there. And who is worthy to break and open the seals? The one who conquered death. Who is worthy to open the scrolls? And John says, and I looked and there was no one worthy. No one was worthy to open the scrolls. And then an angel came to me, John later on in Revelation says, an angel came to me, because that's what happened with apocalyptic literature. Another worldly heavenly being comes and reveals and gives a message to a man. And he says, and the angel came to me and said, look, he is worthy. And I looked and I saw the Lamb.
Amen.
Hey. That gives me chills. Good chills. And I saw the Lamb. And it immediately reminds him of the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross. And the fact that the tomb is empty. And if Jesus can endure it, so can you. Hang in there. Hang in there. That's Revelation. That's what the book of Revelation is about. Now, when is John getting all this stuff? Okay? There's a view that he smoked his socks and he got all the stuff from that. Okay? Maybe he gets his material from the book of Daniel, okay, the book of Ezekiel, and the book of Jeremiah. This matters because we will talk about the book of Daniel, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah next week. But it matters because John is not making up this stuff. All this stuff, all this metaphor and images and pictures are already there. It already exists. And both he and those who hear already understand it. not a new thing. And that matters to you and I because of this. One of the messages of Revelation to us is, hey, we've been here before. We've been here before. Don't freak out. All the stuff happening around us, it's terrible, but you've been there before. Christ is still on the throne. Hang in there. The tomb is empty, so you can have hope. It's also coming from other writings that were writings that didn't make it into the canon, like the book of Enoch was one of those books that influenced the book of Revelation quite a lot, and it was one of those books that didn't make it into the canon. Enoch was one of the disciples of Jeremiah. He wrote a book, and it's a wonderful book. You can actually Google the book of Enoch and you can read it for yourself. I believe that in the Catholic Church it is available to be read as well. And so it is there, and he gets that, okay? John was also influenced from the Greco-Roman myths. And he's pulling out of the Roman culture because what is happening here? There's a center of worship in the Roman and the Greek culture. And he's pulling all of this together. I want to end with giving you just a few foundational points that we're going to be referring to as we move with the series. There are almost like 4 camps of people who read this book, 4 kinds of types of people. The first one is what is called the patriarchs, okay? And they deal with the meaning rooted exclusively in the past, okay? That the meaning of Revelation is only relevant to past events. Okay? The second group is what is known as the historians. They say that the book of Revelation is divided into 7 different segments. And each one of these segments designates one period of time. Therefore, 7 different periods of time in history, and each one of those periods is understood through one of the 7 churches in Revelation chapter 2. Okay? So those are the historians. The third camp is the futurists. And the futurists look at the meaning of the book that is found in applying the book to specific people and events in modern time. In modern time. Which is why every time there is a bit of a flare-up in Russia, everyone is pulling out the book of Revelation. You see? You see? Now, if you look at the map, it wasn't the east for them. It was the west. And we often have this thing that when something is happening in the east, that means that Revelation is coming to fulfill. The last one is what are known as the idealists. And they focus on timeless principles that are relevant to all people at all places at all times. Okay? So those were the 4 different camps. And you need to ask yourself, which camp am I a part of? So the question is, which one is right? Right? And I will say this. None of them are right. And all of them are. I got you there. I could see some people going, I'm leaving this church. I'm leaving this church. So none of them are right, and all of them are right. And I would like to suggest that any one camp of this people are a part of what makes the book of Revelation the book of Revelation. And I think they all have an angle and a perspective and an understanding that we will come together in this conversation that we're going to be talking about as we study the book of Revelation. And we're going to not discredit them, but we're going to pull the stuff that they've said over the years and see how it fits with the way I understand Revelation. Not just me, the way you understand Revelation for you today. Revelation is complicated, but it's also simple. Revelation is not to be avoided as a book. And it's not a call to arms to fight against the devil. Understanding what Revelation means for us today depends on understanding what it meant for those to which the book or the letter was written for in the first place, the first century, those who heard. In Revelation, however, as in all Christian writing, the critical act of deliverance has already taken place in the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And if anything, whichever camp you feel you belong to, it's not right or wrong. If anything, as we go through the book of Revelation, remember that the critical point that John wants to bring across is that Jesus is not in a tomb, and that Jesus is holding the keys to the scrolls and the seals, and that Jesus is on the throne of God.
Thank you, Jesus.
Amen? I promise you next week it's not going to be as boring as today. Because I've seen some of you really interceding for me in prayer. And that's okay. I welcome intercession. But I promise you next week we will not need to intercede. It's going to get a bit more exciting. I'm so electrified. Alright, we're going to sing our last song together and then we will close the service. Let's stand and sing.